Hello everyone, welcome back to the Body Development 2K Club. Today is, and I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna be sick week for me. So unfortunately I caught a really bad cold and I don't wanna go in and risk getting my PT sick or going in the gym because quite frankly it'll just punch me straight in the throat for doing that. So I'll have to close it and then they lose a bunch of money. So I'm not gonna be doing that. So this week we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. I figured this would still be interesting content for you because you guys are probably pushing yourself just as hard as I am, and you may hit this setback where you can't train and you start feeling a bit frustrated, you're worried about slipping. And that's what this week is going to be about, sort of like how to recover and also just be okay with the situation because you know you've got this. Like if you've been training that hard before, you're going to train that hard after you get better. It's just a case of letting yourself recover before you throw yourself back into it. So actually today I did get a scan. I was told to go in and do it while no one was there, so I can go over the data for that. Interestingly, I'll do that in the wrap up a little bit later today, but I dropped 0.2% body fat. So I have gone down on body fat. My weight hasn't really changed, so that's a good sign. My hydration was down a little bit, but I'll go into it in full detail a little bit later. Yeah, my general mood today, it's been a little bit hard sleeping because obviously I'm not feeling very well. It's just a case of trying to make sure this week that I eat enough and don't overeat because my target is to effectively eat 2,800 calories a day. I'm not ready to do that because I'm not going to be training at all this week. That's going to be next week. So this week I'm going to be aiming for a 150 calorie deficit per day. It's actually going to be slightly less than that because I want to hit about 1,000 calories. So deficit. So I'm going to be aiming at making sure that I eat around 1850 or just over that essentially to get me that discount. I'm going to be shooting for the same level of macros, so that's going to be 25% carbs, 25% protein, well, it's a bit more on protein and on fat. I've got 180 grams of protein that I'm supposed to be aiming for. I've been doing a lot more than that because of the turkey. I don't know if that's good or bad. I'll wait for advice from my PT about whether or not I'm overdoing it on the protein, and if he says I am, then I'll go ahead and drop that. But I'm going to be doing that this week. I'll be keeping the meals relatively the same, just different portion sizes. You guys will see all that as we go through. And I want you guys to know that this happens, you're going to get better, and you'll just keep moving forward. And if you beat yourself up and worry about slipping back, you're going to end up hindering your recovery. If you try and push yourself through it, you're going to end up making yourself more sick, or you're going to get other people sick. Don't be that douche in the gym who goes in and gives COVID to everybody because you have to lick all of the dumbbells. You don't want to be that guy. So yeah, just being able to take those moments to recover when you need to so you can get back into it and train just as hard. So guys, stay with me. I'll show you my first meal for the day real soon. And if you've got any questions or anything throughout any of the series, by all means, please throw comments down below. If this content is useful to you, please shoot us a like. And yeah, be sure to follow the channel for more great content so you don't miss anything on your journey on becoming a chat. Alright guys, I'll see you in a moment. And guys, this is meal one for today. So another part of the video with my sexy cold voice, but I have here 240 grams of turkey. Actually, that's a lie, that's 320 grams of turkey. Yeah, you call me out on that. The potatoes, there's 509 grams of, and absolute dark chocolate, there are 30 grams of it. All in all, very high protein meal, very easy to cook. And yeah, just in the oven, no oil or anything. After boiling potatoes for about 10 minutes and chuck all the food in for 25 minutes. And you get a really reasonable meal that's, yeah, very, very good on the macros and very easy to prepare. It only takes about 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes if you have a bit of prep in there. Anyway, guys, I'm going to eat this and I'll catch you guys up for meal two a little bit later. And this is meal two for today. So I have 345 grams of chicken thighs. It's about 45 grams more than I was hoping for, but when you measure out, you generally find that you don't find the exact measurements because it's obviously chicken on the bone. So it is what it is. I got 345. I was supposed to have avocado with this, but for some reason I can't for the life of me find where I put the 2 avocado pack that I bought yesterday. So in order to get the calories right, I've got the 20 grams of absolute dark chocolate, but that wasn't what was planned. So I'm going to improvise. I'm going to eat this. I'm really hungry. I'm just going to take my evening nice and easy. Yeah, this gets me there on the protein goals. It also means I don't overdo it on carbs, so it's a good place to be. And guys, it's that time again. Overall today, I've been taking it quite easy, just getting on with my work, staying indoors, not really doing a lot. I did have to go to the store and pick up some food. I got some chicken thighs, I got some turkey breasts, I got enough carbs, I got some avocados. I got everything I need to essentially keep me going for the next 4 days, which should give me plenty of time to start feeling a lot better. Now, I can't train, so my goal is to try and stay at about 142 calorie difference. I think it works out on the math. So, a deficit per day. So, that means that I'm going to end up being 1,000 calories deficit per week. This is going to result in me losing weight a lot slower than I previously did, but at the same time, should allow me to also not risk burning muscle at this stage, which is something I was a bit worried about doing based on how fast I dropped the weight initially. So I'm going to put up on the screen now some images of my scans. So you can see my first scan, which was taken a week ago. My body water was 44. The protein was 12. Minerals was 4.2. And body fat mass was 7.1. My weight was 67.1. Skeletal muscle mass was 34.1. And body fat mass was 7.1. So very, very, very low body fat at this stage. I worked out at 10.6% body fat, and my hip to waist ratio was 0.81. So what's changed this week? So I only trained 3 days last week, and I underate by about 300 calories from what I was planning to do. I would have ideally ate a lot more, and I would have trained an extra 2 sessions. As soon as I'm better next week, that is what I'm doing. I'm going to be charging headlong into that 2,800 calories a day and trying to stick to a 1,000 calorie deficit. So it means I'm probably going to have to put some steps in on a lot of my days. But my hydration came down by 4.1. Yeah, because it was 43.9. So I didn't drink all the water I was supposed to. Yesterday I had a podcast that I still managed to do even though I was struggling. And I always struggle to drink a lot of water on Sundays when I've got like a long drive, which is when I came back, followed by a podcast. And it was a case of like, I can't keep getting up to go to the bathroom during these things. So a little bit harder for me to drink on Sundays, although that's something I need to fix because this is important to me. And hydration is something I want to stay on top of. It's gotten a lot better than it had been in previous weeks. So that's a good sign. Protein is 12, which is exactly where it was before. Mineral was up 4.12. I don't actually know what that is. I should probably ask. Body fat mass was down by 0.1. That's good. My weight was 67.1. Sorry, 67 on its own, so it's a 100-gram drop. Skeletal muscle mass was 34.1, which is exactly where it was before. Body fat mass is down by 0.1, as I've said. So per body fat percentage is 10.5%. So if I take that as a regular sign, it probably means over the next 5 weeks, I'll get down to 10%. If I train a little bit harder, I'm sure I can get that down a little bit faster as well. My waist to hip ratio also went down to 0.79, so that will explain a little bit more about why my trousers no longer fit. So things to work on based on those scans: hydration, and making sure that I get enough of a workout next week. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up here because I really need to sleep. But thanks for watching. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Hey, good morning guys. Welcome back to another day of the Body Development 2K Club. Getting ever so close to that 100 days, and my transformation so far has been quite insane, to be honest. I'm very, very happy with the results. Can't complain at all. So this is day 2 of sick week. I can't train this week, so I'm trying to keep my calories down and make sure that my macros and hydration stays to the levels I would be if I was training. So that's something I'm working on. Yesterday, I actually burned more calories than I thought. I thought I was going to burn around 1,850. It ended up being about 2,100. So I ended up in a bit more of a deficit than I was planning, which just means I could have ate more, which is good to hear because whenever I get the opportunity to eat more, I am over the moon. So what caused that was that I had to walk to the store, get the food, bring it back, and that ultimately gave me a little bit more of a deficit than I was originally planning. I know I'd do about 2,000 if I just stay in my flat all day, so that was my goal, and I kind of undershot for the walk. So it just means I can eat a little bit more. It gives me a tiny bit more of an allowance. So something to keep in mind as I'm moving forward with this. But yeah, overall, mood's pretty good. I feel like I'm already starting to recover. I still feel like very bunged up and not great, but it's not as bad as over the weekend where I just didn't want to move. I wasn't feeling great. I couldn't talk. My throat was hurting. All that's going. I did a COVID test, come back negative, but those things are kind of only 30% reliable from what I've been hearing. So for all we know, that could be the cause. But at the moment, it just feels like a cold. Nothing too serious. I'll get through it and then get back in the gym, back in training next week, and back on the supercharging those 2,800 calories essentially a day. So not much more else to report today. Doing okay, not really any aches or anything like that. Yeah, all good. Back to eat food. So I'll show you the food that we're about to eat. I say we, I mean me. I'm not sharing any of this with you guys. You guys can sort your own stuff out. This is something I am looking forward to demolishing. It's nothing out of the ordinary, but you'll see in just a sec. And as promised, it's 529 grams of potato, 300, yeah, I think it's about 300 grams of turkey. The pack was actually 600, so my measurements were slightly wrong yesterday. So in actual fact, maybe my calories per eaten were a little bit less than I thought. The packs are 640, so yeah, this is 320. So it averages out. I will have eaten the correct amount. And then I have 42 grams of dark chocolate. It's what was left in the pack, and I didn't really want to leave half a pack open and then start cycling because I ended up only eating 20 grams yesterday. So I'll just eat this and start a new fresh pack. I'm also going to be taking my supplements. So that's going to be some fish oil and a vitamin C tablet in some water with some creatine powder for all the good that vitamin C has done me. But, an enthusiast of vitamin C may say that's the reason I'm starting to recover as quickly as I am. But there you go. All right, guys, I'm going to tuck into this and I'll catch you later. And guys, this is meal two for today. So I have 404 grams of chicken thighs and 115 grams of avocado. This is going to bring my total calories up to about 2,000, which is going to be fine because yesterday we burned 2,115 or something like that. So a little bit more than the 150 we were shooting for. So eating a little bit more today is going to offset that and keep us in line with that 1,000 calorie deficit, whilst also making sure that our macros are spot on. I still have quite a bit of water left to drink, but I've got plenty of time to do it, and I'm just going to take it easy, no training tonight. So it should be a good one. I'll catch you guys for the wrap up real soon, so stay with me. Overall, another quiet one, sick day number 2. Starting to feel a lot better. My recovery is starting to come through. I really just can't wait to get back into the gym and start training again. Something I am noticing though is I'm going through food a lot faster, so I'm probably going to have to go to the store and pick up more food again tomorrow. I should have just enough to get through to the end of the day, but then I've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to worry about, so 4 days worth of food. I do want to avoid buying 2 kilos. Actually, I could probably get away with 2 kilos of chicken thighs. The only problem is I was finding before is that I was getting close to the use by date on the food by the time I got to the end. But now that I need to get my calories up, I need to get used to buying the larger amounts of food and working with it. That said, the calorie breakdown for today, I ate 2,038 and I burned off 2,084, giving me a deficit of 46, which taken out of the deficit yesterday, which I appreciate I didn't actually cover. It was about like 2,100 something that I burned, and I only ate around 1,850. So I had a much larger deficit than I was aiming for, which, as I said before, it's about 142, 150 for easy math that I'm aiming for a day. So having a smaller deficit today is also going to allow me to take some of those calories I was over on the burn yesterday and average it out to try and give myself that 1,000 calorie loss. Mood generally good. I'm not feeling a lack of energy or anything like that. I'm doing okay, although it's kind of weird going from eating 2,600 calorie meals a day down to 1,850 to 2,000 calorie meals at the moment, but it's kind of not affecting me. If anything, eating more food was a bit weird for me to get used to. But yeah, that's been one of my biggest challenges. This whole thing is making sure I eat enough food. Obviously, my results have been really, really good, but ideally, it would have taken me twice as long to lose the weight that I had, to do it slow and make sure that my metabolism sticks to it. So I can't be cheating myself out of those extra calories and working myself a bit harder in the gym and just adding steps. If I ever start to fall behind a little bit on my in versus out, I can just add a 30-minute walk to my day, and that will help keep me in that just slight deficit, so I can keep burning off the fat whilst giving my muscles just a little bit of the nutrients that they need to grow and fill me out a little bit. I don't know if I actually grow muscle or if it would look a little bit more defined, but I guess I'll find out when we get to the end of this whole thing. I do also still need to buy gym clothes. I don't want to be that guy whose clothes is falling off them at the gym. Great problem to have. Not great when you're actually in the gym trying to get stuff done. So I'll try and get that done tomorrow if I find time. I'm going to swallow a yawn now because I'm very, very sleepy. So let's call it a day, guys. And I'm going to see you again tomorrow. So today is day 3 of sick days. Oh, sick week, I guess. I'm starting to feel a lot better, honestly. I still feel a little bit, bunged up and stuff, but overall my energy's been pretty good. I've been able to get up and do my work and get on with life and stuff. I'm going to try and get myself out for a walk today. It'd be good to get a bit of fresh air and also just give myself a little bit more of a calorie allowance so I could eat a little bit more food. I'm starting to, it's something I really enjoy eating, and I want to make sure I have a bit more of a calorie allowance for that. And also, I don't want to just suddenly massively shock my system when I go into eating 2,800 calories, which is going to be almost an entire meal on top of what I'm already eating from next week onwards. Good night's rest. Got to bed around midnight. Woke up around like 8:45 or something. Great joys of working from home. Rock out of bed, turn the laptop on, start my work day. No commute, and I get full 8 hours sleep. So really good on that side. Not much else to say. I'm keeping on top of my hydration. That's something that I'm working on quite a lot. Making sure that I've covered that. It also helps that I generally want to drink a lot more when my throat feels a little bit sore. Unfortunately, I'm not using any strepsils or any of the normal things because they usually have a lot of like sugar in the capsules, so I've been avoiding that. And it's kind of a case of like, do I make an exception and have some sugar just as some medicine? And I'm going to choose not to do that. It's only a cold. I'm going to be okay. If you are feeling worse and you're in the same situation, take damn medicines if they help relieve symptoms. But for me, the over-the-counter strepsils or whatever it is, you throat lozenges or whatever, wherever you are in the world, you know the things I'm talking about, things you kind of suck on and it makes your throat feel less painful. They have a lot of sugar in them, and I'm choosing not to use them. But I wouldn't recommend it for anybody who's not feeling well. So with that all said and done, I'm about to sit down and eat food. So I'll show you meal 1 in just a second. And yeah, we'll do the usual cycle. So stay with me and I'll show you how the rest of my day looks. So this will be lunch for today. It's 517 grams of potatoes, 320 grams of turkey, and 30 grams of absolute dark chocolate. Just the usual, just doing this for consistency purposes. Great meal, really, really good on macros, very high in protein, and really easy to cook and very cheap to prepare as well. So I'm going to eat this, and then I'll catch you guys up in just a second for meal 2. And this is meal 2 for today. So I have 379 grams of chicken thighs, which was everything I had left in the fridge. 99 grams of avocado. Always delicious. Really looking forward to that. And 30 grams of absolute dark chocolate. Total calories today just comes out just over 2,000. So I'm going to need to go out for a bit of a walk just to get us down 150 in burn. But I'm feeling good about that. I actually had to already go out, pop out real quick today. So I'm probably going to be hitting around that 150 deficit target that I was aiming for, which is perfect. And every day I'm feeling slightly better. So that's also something else that I'm looking forward to when I get back into training next week. Anyway, guys, I'm going to eat this and I'll catch you for the wrap up just after this, I guess, for you. And it's time to wrap up the day. So overall, pretty good day. Starting to recover, feeling a little bit more like me. Starting to feel a little bit less bunged up. Still coughing a little bit and stuff like that, but that's getting less and less. So by next week, ready to get back into training. Really, really looking forward to it. And I'm not stressing myself out too much that I can't do it this week. I do keep saying that. And part of that is to remind myself to just take a minute, breathe, and it's okay. We're going to get back on the horse and we're going to be really, really pushing ourselves for the to wrap up this entire series. Essentially, we've gone through quite a lot to get here. We've almost hit 100 days worth of these vlogs and working out and just getting that Chad bod. We've dropped the kilos. We've dropped 11 kilos, and our next job is to just do the final bits of fine tuning to look the way that we want to. So yeah, doing really, really good. I'll give you a quick summary of the calories in and out. So today, calories in was 2,074, calories out was 2,139, giving me a deficit of 65. That's about half of the deficit I was shooting for, so I need to take it a little bit easier tomorrow on my food and make sure I'm only eating 1,800. I'm a little bit cognizant of losing, having a little bit of a, not quite being there yesterday, so I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I can try again today. But really, a lot of these little tiny deficit differences can be fixed by me taking longer walks or something, just 30-minute walks around the park or something. I've got a park just opposite me. You've even seen in some of the earlier videos when before we just did this white void, that I've got stuff to do with that. I live around a nice green area as well, which was also in one of my earlier videos, I think. So yeah, I'm going to make sure I'm getting onto that tomorrow and just keeping an eye on those calories and aiming to get that 1,000 deficit for across the whole week. And when I got a little bit of time, I've generally like doing some push-ups. One of the things I'm trying to work towards is the one-handed push-up. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but training for it has been pretty good strength. I generally find myself like using like a counter or something where I'm a little bit more upright, so it's more like this sort of angle, and then just pushing with the one hand and then putting one hand straight up in the air. So and then you look towards that hand and then come back down, slide across, push. Ultimately, that's the kind of things that's going to help build the muscles to let me do that. Obviously, doing that off the ground is very, very different, and I don't know if it ever come up in any of the classes, but I'm sure stretch and move is going to challenge me to get to that point where those kinds of movements are necessary, but we'll keep at it. So guys, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Today, I didn't sleep very well. I was struggling a little bit. I was rolling around quite a lot. I was doing a lot of like stuff after I finished work, so basically gaming and stuff like that. So I had all the lights going off in my head. I like playing a lot of competitive card games, so I can get really obsessed with figuring out all the cool things I can do with it. And yeah, part of that means it's sometimes a little bit harder for me to sleep. So something I have to keep in mind to make sure that I'm doing this correctly is turn the electronics off probably before 11 to make sure that I actually go down and sleep and I don't have all of that, oh, but what if I do this? What if I do that? Kind of thing going on. But other than that, my energy's been really good. I'm just about to eat my food now. I've got a meeting coming up real soon, so I've got to eat this food relatively quickly and get onto that. I did step on the scale today. I was 65.8 kilograms, which was another kilogram drop from where I was before 1.2, but also I didn't drink the full amount of water yesterday, so it's probably just water weight fluctuations. If you say you flip between about a kilo, then it probably dropped about 0.2 so far, which is, always good. So I'm going to keep track of that. Back on the scan on Monday, almost done with this week. My recovery is in full swing. I'm hoping to be back out and about and just acting like nothing's wrong again by Monday, so that's the goal. Alright guys, stay with me. I'm just going to show you my food and yeah, give me a sec. And this is the meal for today. So it is 521 grams of potato and 320 grams of turkey and 31 grams of absolute dark chocolate. Nothing out of the ordinary. I do have to go to the store to pick up some more food today, but I'm going to be sticking with this because it works, and I do have to consider eating more food for when I go up to 2,800 calories. So I might end up having like turkey and pork on the same meals, to be honest. It's kind of weird, but I'll think about it and I'll let you guys know what I come up with. And this is meal 2 for today. So we have 411 grams of chicken thighs and 144 grams of avocado, bringing my calories over 2,000. I did go out for a quick walk today to pick the stuff up from the store, but I'm going to pop out before it gets too cold. It was actually snowing earlier, just to make sure I get a little bit more of a walk in. But overall, really, really good day for macros and calories, and I'm really looking forward to this. So I'm going to dig in, and I'll catch you guys for the wrap up. all in all, feeling very, very good about it. I managed to get out a little bit today and do a little bit of exercise. We've got like a little exercise park near the building where I live, so I went in and did some stuff there. It's obviously not quite the same as training at body development, but it will get the job done, and you can just do some of the circuits a few times, and you can get a little bit of a workout going there, to be honest. So while we keep saying the word honest, probably because I'm tired at this point. It's just ticked past midnight, and I'm ready to go to bed. So I'm going to give you a quick wrap up of my calories for the day. So I ate 2,182. I burned 2,394, giving me a deficit of 212. Slightly over what I was going for, but at the end of the day, I really, really wanted to eat a little bit more chocolate with my meal at dinner. I didn't need it. In fact, it wasn't in the video. After I ate that, I was still kind of hungry, so I grabbed the chocolate and then did the math on the calculator and was like, I'm going to be in a surplus today. Better go get that exercise in just to make sure we get through this. And so yeah, I went out and did a little bit of a circuit so that I could enjoy that 30 grams of chocolate. And it actually took me about like 30 minutes worth of training for that chocolate. So it's not worth it. Like whenever you think, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll just put a little bit more on the plate, and you know where you're gonna end up on your burn, it's just not worth it. Like I won't be doing that again. Like I just wanted to sort of see, what would happen, run the numbers, and was like, oh yeah, okay, so I'm gonna go outside and do something about this. But yeah, won't be doing that again. So yeah, overall, on the mend. I was well enough to go do that. Should be hopefully back fighting fit by Monday, ready in time for Metcon Cards and the start of April's season. So really excited about that, and I'll get another scan and just sort of make sure that I'm holding everything together from this sick week. But I hope if any of you guys end up finding yourselves in this series, part of the series, where you're feeling the same, or you're a bit worried about slipping backwards again, just don't mess up the diet, rest, take the time, stay on the hydration, keep using the supplements that you've been using, and don't worry about it. As long as you don't do something stupid like order 10 KFCs, or say, I'm sick, I want to feel better, let's get a Domino's pizza, because let's be honest, Domino's is like garbage pizza that tastes delicious and also makes you really not good. Gives you a dad bod, not a chad bod. So don't do any of that. Stick with what you've been doing, or stick with what I've been doing if you really need guidance, and you'll be okay. And we'll check the scan on Monday, and we'll see if I've put on any body fat or if I've lost any fat. Based on what I found on the scale, it's looking like I've lost a little bit of weight. Could be a good thing, could just be water weight. We'll find out on Monday. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here, and we're going to roll into Friday, and then, yeah, not too far until we get into the final straight. So stay with me, and I'll see you again for the next one. Last night I did get a good night's rest in, got to bed around midnight, and slept nearly 9 hours actually. I got up about 10 to 9, rocked over to my computer and could start work. Best part about working from home. Doing good on that front. Not too sore from the little bit of a workout that I did yesterday. That went quite well. I managed to keep my calories in a deficit level to where I want it to be, and today I'm going to be trying to make sure that I eat to stay on target. I've also things I'm going to be keeping track of hydration. I have slipped behind on that a few days, and I want to make sure that I'm drinking enough water. I've got a scan on Monday, and I want to make sure that I've got the best stats possible, or at least I did everything I could in my power to get the results that I'm looking for. But yeah, overall, doing really good. Can't complain at all. Sun, it's still cold. It's like 4 degrees Celsius here, whereas it's come down from about 11. We had like a flash snowstorm yesterday, which was quite a surprise. When I was on my way out to the store, I was like, oh yeah, sun's out. You can almost wear a t-shirt. It's still a little bit too cold to do that here. And then the blizzard came, and it was just like, well, I wish I wore more layers, because this is absolutely freezing. But, you know, no problems, and I'm doing okay. I didn't freeze to death. In terms of my cold and that, I'm generally feeling a lot better. I'm ready to get back in the gym. I've just still got a little bit bunged up. When I did some training and stuff like that, it's of course when you come into a warm thing, it's not so pleasant, but we're almost there. I'm through the worst of it, and I will be fully recovered by Monday. So I'm really looking forward to that, as I keep saying repeatedly, because obviously that's where my mind is focused right now, because we're coming up to well, today is April 1st, April Fool's Day, haha. But we're coming up to the last month where I think I'm going to need before I hit my target. And I really want to hit this one hard. It's just 5 more weeks. If I've gotten this far, I know I can finish this. And we'll hopefully be photo shoot ready in time for May. And then I can sort out my vacations and stuff like that, which will be great. Chat bod in time for vacation season. So guys, I'm going to just jump on over to the dinner table because my food's ready. And I'll show you what I'm going to be eating. And this is the meal for today. So it's 512 grams potato, 300 grams of turkey, and 30 grams of absolute dark chocolate. Nothing out of the ordinary. Doing really, really good. And tell you what, it's actually been great cooking this since I switched from tinfoil to non-stick baking paper. It's like been super easy to get the food off of the tray after I've cooked it. One of the problems I had with foil is it kept sticking and it was really hot. And then I was like, oh, okay, now I've got to keep picking it up and peeling it off and burning my fingers. But no, this baking paper, yeah, non-stick baking paper, falling over my tongue there a little bit, has been terrific. So I'm going to be eating this, and then I'm going to be taking my supplements with some water, and then I'll catch you guys up for meal 2 a little bit later today. Hey guys, and it's time for a wrap up of the day. Now, I appreciate that I was supposed to show meal 2, but for whatever reason, I completely blanked and forgot to record that. So to give you an idea of what I ate, it was 149 grams of avocado and 430 grams of chicken thighs. So the same as what I usually eat, but I do apologize for that. I was just like really hungry. I've been really, really busy today, and I just completely blanked on it. I just ate it, and then when I got to check in my gallery a little earlier, just to make sure I was filing my videos correctly, I was like, I forgot to record that video. Whoops. So yeah, that's my bad. But all in all, didn't stray very much. Well, I didn't stray at all from what I usually eat, and yeah, it shows in my total calorie stuff. So to wrap this one up, today I ate 2,064 calories, and I burned off 2,247. I had to go for a bit of a walk today, so I had that little extra burn, which gave me a total deficit of 183, which is about a little bit over what I was aiming for, but that's still good. That's still good. It's still within the ranges that I would be hoping to achieve. So all in all, pretty successful day, even if I was at home. I got a lot done. I'm very, very mentally tired. It's been a lot of time on screens today. So something I'd like to do this weekend is actually get out and see a little bit more of the world. But the problem is I actually have a lot of stuff that I need to do for these other projects, and that's something I kind of get a bit hard on myself for, is making sure that I'm constantly doing something like project related and that. And I feel like if I'm ever just sort of taking a day to just mess around and do nothing, that I'm wasting that day, and I can sometimes be a bit hard on that. But I can let that go, and there's parallels you can draw to that on days where you don't train, especially if you're on like a sick week like I am. Where it's a case of like, oh, what if I'm not constantly going to class, drinking protein shakes? That yawn creeping up. That you're thinking that you're actually letting yourself down in that. And it's like, that's not the way that you should be like focusing your attention. Yeah, you've got to be motivated and you've got to go after things that you want, but at the same time, you do need to let yourself relax. You do need to actually have fun. Otherwise, if you're not having fun, why are you doing any of this? Like, what's the point? Maybe you could say that lifting weights is boring and you only want to do it for the physique. That's fine. But like, if you're not enjoying the results or you're not enjoying the process, because honestly, that's the only way that I feel like it's easy for me to stick to it and eat the same things every day, tracking all the data and keeping up with these logs, is because I enjoy doing that. So it makes it much easier. Then if I hated doing this, it'd be like me trying to eat that lamb liver from first week all over again. And it's just like, why would I force that down? Why would I force that on myself? Like, that's not a life you want to live if you end up doing stuff what you just don't want to do because you feel like you have to. Well, I mean, there are some things in life you have to do that for. For example, take medicine when you're sick. You may not want to, but you kind of have to. Or you can just die. That's an alternative. Try not to die. That's kind of the whole reason we're here. At least that's what I think, anyway. So yeah. Also, we're going real deep there in the middle of the night. I think we're just coming up to midnight now, actually. Do I have any other words of wisdom that I can pass on? Nothing helpful. So guys, take it easy and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. I'm almost back to full health. Still a little bit bunged up, which is kind of a pain whenever I go into from like a cold environment into a warm environment. I went out for a walk earlier and it was just a little bit like blah, but you know, it is what it is. My feeling in that, I'm not feeling like tired or any kind of problems. I'm actually doing quite well. So sick week is almost over and we get back to the Church of Iron and really start making those gains on this last month towards the Chad pod. So yeah, I'm doing really well. I've already been out and about today. I got quite a bit done. I had to go pick up a few things. I was trying to find some Henley shirts. Ever since I saw Tom Holland rocking one in the Uncharted movie, which just came out, I was thinking, that looks really sexy on him. I want one of those. So I've gone out and I've been trying to find one everywhere. And everyone's like, oh, well, we used to sell them, but we don't anymore. And I'm like, oh, why? Why did we get rid of it right when Tom Holland just made them cool again? You know, I should probably give a shout out to Ryan Reynolds for a Free Guy, who really did make the Blue Henley look pretty good. But yeah, you know, I'm going to give credit to the young kid because he did it more recently. Yeah, not really much else to say. Doing great. My time that I was out walking around, going to the shops and stuff, I actually ended up burning about 500 calories just walking around. I was out for like a few hours. So I'm going to be able to eat quite a lot of food. I did actually swing by a butcher's on my way back because I needed to get some more chicken thighs. And I asked for 2 kilos of chicken thighs and he rings it up on the counter and it says, oh, that'll be £17, please. So that's like $25 or something ridiculous. And I was like, for 2 kilograms of chicken thighs? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, but the Sainsbury's, which is like our equivalent of Walmart, except, you know, a higher quality level Walmart. I don't know what you guys have for that. It was just like, maybe a Walgreens? Maybe, I don't know. He's just, I was like, it's like £3.50 in Sainsbury's, like for 2 kilograms. I'm not going to pay £17. I want to support a smaller business. I really do, but that's just too much. It's like, it's not even remotely competing. So I ended up going to the Sainsbury's and it was on offer. So it was £3.20. So it's just like, yeah, 2 kilograms. That's going to see me through 4 days worth of food easily. In fact, next week when I put all my stuff up, I can't afford to be spending £17 on chicken thighs. I would love nothing more. One of my favorite weeks that I did it on this channel was when I went to one of the other butchers here in the city where I live and picked up a load of meat. It was really expensive, but the food quality was incredible. I'm not going to go that much into... I can't pay £17 for 2 kilograms of chicken thighs I'm going to blow through in 4 days. That's just not economic for me. Well, I can do it, but like for you guys at home, you shouldn't do that. Like, it's just not a realistic thing to be putting all of your money into. Anyway, guys, before I drag this out anymore, talking about the woe is the poor local business that I chose not to spend my money with, the big evil corporation that I decided to go to instead, I'm going to show you what I'm going to be eating for today. It's turkey and potato and some absolute dark chocolate. Spoiler alert. But we're just going to hop over that and I'll show you that in just a second. So stay with me and let's take a look at lunch. And guys, this is meal one for today. So we have 512 grams of potato, 300 grams of turkey breast, and is that 300 grams of turkey breast? No, it's slightly less than that actually. The packs come with five turkeys. It averages out because I eat 600 grams across 2 or 3 days. I probably need to check my calculations on that actually. Maybe I've been recorded this one slightly wrong. But either way, I will eat 600 grams over the next 2 days. So my results will be correct in the end when I do my calorie calculation. I also have 30 grams of absolute dark chocolate, nothing out of the ordinary, and I'm going to season this with salt and pepper and eat it. So I'll catch you guys up for meal 2 a little bit later, and I promise I won't forget about it today. And this is meal 2 for today. So I have 434 grams of chicken thighs and another 512 grams of potato. Brings my total daily calories up to around 2200. I'm already at the 2200 mark on my burn because the walk earlier was really, really good for that. So overall, I'm going to be in a really good position to end the day in the deficit I'm looking for. And I get to have quite a lot of food. So I'm super happy about that. I can't wait to tuck into this. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you up for the wrap up in a little while. Hey guys, it's time to wrap up the day. So it's been a real good one. I got a lot done, feeling pretty good about it. Very, very tired now. Really, really can't wait to get on the scan on Monday. I did do a quick weigh in this morning and I was 65.4 kilos, so I've dropped a bit. I don't know how much of that was water because I didn't drink quite as much as I should have over the last 2 days, but the scan will tell everything. So I'm going to make sure I'm on my hydration properly tomorrow, and overall I'm feeling very, very confident about it. I'm suspecting I'm going to be ever closer to that 10% body fat, or just under 10%, and I'm super stoked about it so far. Like, it's such an achievement. I was just planning to get down to 15%. That was my first goal, and I was hoping to be, well, you know what, I was thinking like I'd be pretty close to where I wanted to be if I got that far in May, but it turns out um, the way I look in general, like my body fat has to be really low because my abs kind of show when I'm really pushing for it and exhaling at the moment, and that's at 10.5%. So I'm hoping we can drop a little bit more and not go too mad with it. We've got about 5 weeks left. I want to take a short little weekend away end of April, so hoping to be done by then. That said, let's get into the calories, because that is the meat and potatoes, as it were, for today. So I ate 2,192 calories. I burned 2,512 calories, giving me a total deficit of 320, which is about double, well, over double what I should be shooting for. However, if I take up everything I've done over the week, my current deficit is 820 calories. That means tomorrow I want to be in a deficit of 180 calories. That's it. No more, no less, and that'll put me bang on 1,000. Well, yeah. Was it 820? Yeah, about 820. It's a rounded number. So about, 180 calorie deficit is what I want to be in. And then that's going to give me exactly where I want to be, 1,000 calorie deficit for the week, and ready to get back in the training. So that's the goal. I think it's super achievable. It's not exactly that difficult. 180 is pretty easy. Yeah, the difficult part is just making sure I find the right chicken thighs to weigh out, because they're a little bit harder to, because obviously you want to say, hey, I want to eat 400, but you take 2 out and it's like 430. You're like, oh, okay, fair enough. I guess I'll be eating 430, and those kind of things can catch you out. But if I do that, plan it correctly, I'm pretty sure I'll be bang on 180, be at 1,000 deficit. The scan will tell me exactly where I'm at, and we're going to be pushing it hard next week, guys. We're not messing about. We're right on the home straight, and I really want to achieve my goals. So I'm going to be taking my classes very seriously. We're going to be back on the 5 days training. I'm not going to be missing any classes, hopefully, until the end of this phase. And then we get to enjoy, I get to enjoy the results. You get to see them, and then you get to sort of say, hey, you know what? If I copy this, this, and this, it works. For me, X, Y, and Z that he's doing doesn't work. But you'll have real data from somebody who went from start to finish and shared everything with you. And you don't have to worry about buy my Gumroad course or any of that nonsense. You can just watch the videos and make a decision for yourself. And if you do want to help the channel out, as always, the affiliate links down below for all the gear that I'm using and all the supplements that I'm taking. You can just use those links, and that will help me in the channel out, and I can keep making this this kind of content for you. Anyway, guys, it's time to wrap it up and get some sleep. But I'll see you for tomorrow as we get in for the last day of this week. Guys, peace out. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to day 90 of the Body Development 2K Club Challenge. So we're in April. It's the end of the first week of April. It's my end of my sick week. Well, I say the first week of April. We started in the middle of the week, so it's not really, but it is for me the first Sunday on the final straight towards May and having everything sorted out by then. So sporting the tactical turtleneck today, as it's a little bit chilly, and frankly, I haven't worn that in a while, so I'm going to put it on today, and I feel pretty good about it. So all fashion stuff aside, feeling really, really good today. I'm mostly back to full health. I'm still a little bit, bunged up a tiny bit, but that's getting better and better every single day. I've got quite a bit to do around the house today. I've got a lot of research and stuff I've also got to do for other projects. So it's going to be a busy one. But overall, can't complain. I'm not in any bad way. I'm ready to get back into training tomorrow. I'm going to be hitting it hard. I've got a scan tomorrow morning. And then, of course, I'll take my progress photos and stuff, and you'll catch that on the next episode. At the start, so you can sort of see where we're starting the weeks, and we'll go from there. I also really got to tidy up some of my my files for these logs. I've been storing, the way I've been storing them is not most optimal, and
it's now caught up to the point where I'm like, oh yeah, I've got quite a few of those to go back and sort out. So that's pretty much going to be my day today. I will show you what I'm about to eat. It's the usual, it's turkey and potato, and everything's all set up. Remember, my goal today is to only be in a 180 calorie deficit. So I'm going to be keeping it on. I'm not leaving my flat, and I know traditionally whenever I do that, my burn is about 2,000. So I'm going to be aiming for 1,820. That should get me spot on. I might be a little bit out by there, but if that's a good range for me to be shooting for, and I think I will get it. So anyway, guys, let's head over to the table. Actually, fact, I know I can get it because what I can do right after this is sit down, put the data in for the food I'm going to eat later, and then figure out exactly how much I need to put on the plate in order to get to that 1820. Why are numbers hard today? Good question. Anyway, guys, stay with me and I'll show you the food. And as promised, we have food. So this here is 512 grams of potato, 320 grams of turkey. I'm measuring it more accurately now, so that is 100% correct. Over the week, it all balances out, so my calories and macros are correct, but the amount I was eating on each day, not necessarily 100%. So I'm going to be sure to get that right in the future. And then I have absolute dark chocolate, 30 grams of that right there. And I've got all the supplements to sort out as well. And obviously a little bit behind on my water. I should have already drunk one of those today. I need to get through another 1.25 of those and what's left in that bottle in order to be on target for my hydration. And that's very important, especially with the scan coming up tomorrow. All right, guys, I'll catch you for meal 2 a little bit later. And guys, this is meal 2 for today. So it's 243 grams chicken thighs and 141 grams of avocado. This brings me up to about 1790 calories. So about 30 calories under what my target was for today, but it does mean I'm going to be very close to that 1,000 deficit. Only slightly over, a little bit less than I was last week, where I was in I underate by about 300 calories. So this puts me in a good place for tomorrow's scan. So really looking forward to this, and yeah, I'll catch you guys for the wrap up. And guys, it's time to wrap up day 91 and week 12 of the 2K Club Challenge. So this was sick week. We didn't do a lot. Stayed at home and tried to make sure I was eating at about 150 deficit a day. I didn't quite hit my target with that. In actual fact, I'm a little bit disappointed by my end result. I was actually in a much bigger deficit than I thought I was. I thought I was pretty close each day, but those couple of days where I burned the extra 200, 300 calories here or there ended up putting me at about a 500 deficit for the week. I'll go into all the stats for you, but ultimately that means that my total deficit over the week is going to be about 3,500, which is another kilogram of fat. Yay me, but that wasn't the goal. That wasn't what targets I was set. So I'm going to be on the scan tomorrow. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm hoping I haven't lost any muscle mass because I haven't been training, and I've been eating way less than my target set out. So let's go into the stats, and then I'll talk about what I'm going to do for next week and how we're going to mix things up. So my total calories, that is the wrong side of the paperwork. That was all of my crazy math. Where is, there it is, there it is. Yeah, so I ate on average 2,020 calories per day. So pretty much in line with what I was goal. And then, well, my goal was to eat about 1,800 and then I'll burn about 2,000. But my average outgoing, even when I wasn't working out, just with a bit of walking here and there, getting stuff done, 2,544. Giving me a deficit of 524 total instead of the 100 that I'm shooting for. So I was massively under eating again. And it's an easy problem to fix. It's just put an extra chicken thigh on the plate. You know, it's not difficult, but I feel a bit bad because like this is a week where I didn't have to train, didn't have to think about a lot of stuff, and well, I'm burning a lot more than I thought I did, even when I'm just lingering around doing nothing. I say doing nothing, but like doing a lot less. So not to beat myself up, but my targets for next week. Oh, actually, macro split. The macro split was fats 43%, carbs 21%, protein 36%. So my protein is over. My carbs was under by about 4%. I should be eating about 25% carbs. I'm going to fix that next week. Fats are about right. Proteins is a little bit higher than I need it to be. And my steps was 5,841 average. So My goals for next week is to eat 2,800 calories a day without fail. I'm going to do that also on my rest days. I've booked in 5 days of training. The only one that's actually interesting is there's no fit on Wednesdays this week. So there's another one called boot camp, which I've not done before, but I always see the guys when I walk in finishing the first boot camp class, and these guys are drenched in sweat. So it's probably a very difficult class. So it should be a lot of fun, and hopefully get a really good workout because I'm not messing about. We are in the last straight, and I want to be ready and finished by May. So 2,800 calories a day, aiming for 25% carbs, 30% protein, and the rest is 45% fats. In fact, I think it might be 35% protein I'm supposed to shoot for. I will double check that, but I've planned it out, and it looks like I'm going to be eating around 240 grams of turkey breast at lunch. I'm going to be going through 500 grams of chicken thighs per day. The potatoes, I was going to be going for a bag of those a day, a kilo of those, and an avocado, a small avocado with lunch and a large avocado with dinner, and chocolate with both meals will get me to about 1,850 calories, and will give me the well, not quite perfect macros. The protein is a little bit high on that, but it gets my carbs exactly 25%, and everything else is in line. I think my fat is a little bit lower than it was recommended, but that's fine. I can work with that because I tried actually running the math with pork. So yeah, this is something you guys can do actually. When you've got your MyFitnessPal, you can actually plan your meals by putting in and saying, oh, what if I eat this? How do my macros come out? If I eat this, how do my macros come out? And try and jiggle it around, and then you can figure out what your shopping list is going to be. So for me, I know I'm going to need to pick up 3 packs of turkey breast. I'm going to have to pick up 2 kilograms of chicken thighs. Chocolate, I'm going to be going through about 2/3 of a bar a day. So they're not going to last long. What's that? 2 bars is going to last me 6 days. And I've got 2 bars left. So I'm going to have to buy some more. Oh yeah, I was going to look up online and see if I could find some retailer that would sell me a better deal than what I'm getting in the supermarket. I will double check that tomorrow. But I'll probably still end up buying from Sainsbury's just because it's there. The avocados as well. I mean, those are a little bit tricky because I don't weigh them in the store, but that's going to fluctuate just a tiny bit, but it should be fine. I've got all my supplements and everything all sorted, and with that in mind, I'm pretty sure my shopping bill is going to be quite expensive actually. But actually, that said, I'm basically buying food for 4 days at a time. So avocados are about £1 each, so that's going to be £2 a day. The chocolate is about £2.50 a bar unless it's on sale. Now, last time I bought it was on sale. It was about £1.80 for a huge stack of them. So yeah, I'm gonna be in 2/3 of that. So that's £2.50. So running the math, I'm gonna have to do it because just trying to do it in my head, I'm quite tired at this point, and I think my daily food budget is gonna come out to about £10 a day. Maybe a bit less than that actually, because the potatoes are about £1.50. Yeah, I think I'll do the math and I'll share it with you guys at the end of the week. But I think it's going to be about £10 a day, which is actually quite a lot when you think there's 30 days in a month, and that's going to be about £300 spent on food for one person. It is a lot, but we'll see, because if I am at the end and we're going to do the photo shoot thing that we talked about, then I may end up changing my diet towards the end of the month to accommodate for that, because there's a water loading phase and stuff like that. I actually don't understand it. I'm going to ask my PT for a bit more information. I hope I'm not building this up more in my head as well. He's just going to be like, because he's like, oh yeah, we're going to do some proper photos and stuff like that. And so I've got it in my head that it's going to be a bit proper. But, you know, worst case, you get some stuff and it's fun for the Instagram and a reminder that I was able to go through with the journey and what my end results are. So I'm going to work hard towards that. I've got a plan. All my classes are booked. I know what I'm picking up in the supermarket tomorrow. And all I need to do right now is go to bed, get up, and go scan. And we'll talk about the results next week and in the first part of that video. So guys, thank you so much for watching today. If you enjoy this kind of content, please make sure you subscribe and shoot us a like. And if you've got any questions or anything, you want to let us know how your journey's going, put them in the comments down below. I'm sure there's plenty of people that could use the motivation. and it would be great if you guys are also sharing information about how it's working for you. Tell people if what I'm doing isn't working. You know, the important part is you guys have a full, honest, transparent view of what a weight loss journey, well, fat loss specifically journey can look like when you follow these kinds of restrictions I put on myself and following it through with the workouts and stuff. And if you guys are not seeing those results, it's important that you say that, right? Because I don't want you to just look at me like some other influencer who's just like, yeah, all you got to do is just do more on the bench press. And it's like, are you natty? Yeah. Yeah, you are. You can just admit it. It's fine. In fact, I'd respect you more if you did. Um, and you guys need to know, like 100%, if it's working, if it's honest, and that is why I've been very open about stuff. Something on that vein, I found out the vitamin C tablets I'm taking are actually filled with sweeteners. So I've been trying to say that I've not been eating any sugar, and a tiny bit has been sneaking in those vitamin C capsules. I'm stopping them immediately. I wanted to get some more vitamin C because I wasn't eating a lot of fruit or vegetables, but there's no way I can actually continue eating them knowing that the sweetness in there is such a small amount, so it's probably not a big deal. And obviously my weight drop has still been going down, so it's not been enough to impact me. But in the interest of avoiding sugar at all costs, I'm going to cut those out and continue with the rest of my supplements. So that'll just mean having water with creatine in it, and then I'll take my fish oil tablets as well. So now I'm going to wrap it up and say thank you for watching, and I'm going to catch you next week for week 13. So here we go, guys. This is when it starts getting serious.